Hey guys, Cass here. This is one of the first of hopefully many makeup tutorials that I will be doing this week. Or today, I should say. I'm actually doing a Little Mermaid inspired one. Not one directly from the movie, but one inspired by like her outfits and the ones I've seen at different pictures I've seen at of the ones at Disney World and ones that I've actually seen at Disneyland. So yeah, normally my hair would be much brighter. Right now it's kind of this like dull gold red blonde, this brownish goldish blondish reddish thing that I'm going to re-dye soon. Thanks to the chlorine from my vacation, all the swimming that I did, the chlorine just kind of washed the color out of my hair, which at the time was like a dark purple. So yeah, I'm going to re-dye it like a bright red soon, so it's more of an Ariel effect. But yeah, okay. So to start out with, Ariel is fairly pale, but of course I'm not that pale. I'm pale, but I'm more tanned. So you just want like something that's slightly lighter, but doesn't make you look too awkward or anything. For this, I'm going to be using Smooth Mineral Foundation by Avon in light beige. It's in a little container like this, and it's kind of like a really light color, not too dark. Sorry, I'm adjusting the settings on this. Okay. Anyways, hopefully that's slightly better. If it's slightly worse, I apologize. I can't really tell too much with this camera. I need to get a new one. So yeah, I'm just going to take a small powder brush. This is my MARC powder brush, actually. It's just powder brush, yeah. Some people, a lot of the time, I like to use mousse foundation underneath. But for this look, I feel it'd just be a bit too much, so if you want to do that, that's fine. It's personal preference. I'm just using the loose powder. So you just kind of want to brush that on. Not too much of it, of course, just enough. Okay. It's not too much of a difference on my actual shade. It's just a light powdering. Next, you want to since I'm blind, I can't always see my makeup until after I put on my glasses, unless I'm really close up to the mirror. So yeah, after you do that, you're gonna want to do any concealer you want to put. I had darker circles under my eyes, so I like putting concealer on that, and you can put it on under the powder or over it. It really doesn't matter. It's once again all your personal preference. There are different types. I'm using what's it called? e.l.f. Tone Correcting Concealer. It's a little container. It has a little wand. So yeah, mine's in light beige. Once again, light beige, because I have a lighter skin tone. So you just want to dab that on underneath. And then kind of blend it in softly. I also like to dab a little on top because I tend to have issues with up here because my skin is so thin. It's you can see all my veins and stuff. Plus this also works for me as a primer. So yeah. Once again, just kind of blend that into your skin. And it's not too thick, it's just a really light covering, but it really helps. Well, at least in my opinion, I find that it really helps. Next, we're moving on to eyeshadow. For this look, I am actually going to do a slightly smoky kind of eyeshadow. Not too much, but yeah. So how I'm starting off with this is I'm going to take my brush. It's just a rounded brush. Rounded eyeshadow brush. Mine's also another Avon brush. And I'm going to take a light, like tannish color almost. This one right here. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to sweep it over the eyelid. So, yeah. Since it's so light and it matches in with my skin tone, I tend to do it a little bit above the crease, not too far up. You don't want it hitting your brow bone. But yeah, so do that to both sides. Of course, you don't want just one eye. So that's kind of like your base color. It's just a really light color. And then what I'm going to be taking is I'm going to be taking a light goldish color. Probably like about this one. A light goldish color. And sweeping that on the inner corners. So yeah, that's going to be on the inner corners. You don't want it too far out, just probably about halfway-ish. So you want it probably about halfway-ish, and yeah. Then I'm going with a deeper brown color, but it has kind of like flecks of sparkle in it. It's this one right here. And you're going to sweep that one from where you left off on the gold one out into your outer corners. And you're going to do that one a slight bit above your crease as well. And you're going to want to blend that in. Blend it fairly well, make it look kind of like seamless almost. So kind of like that. You don't want too much on the outer corner. So yeah. And then you have to both eyes, of course. Yeah, still, once again, you don't want that too high. You don't want it going up to your brow bone, because then it just looks too harsh. But kind of blend that in with the color. So the end result is something like a really smoky color. Kind of like a goldish, transforming into like a darker brown with like goldish flecks in it. So yeah, you can't really... With my glasses on, it's like a really light color. It's not super, like, intense, which you don't want it to be. For this look, you really don't want it to be super intense. So yeah. Then, what I like to do, hold on. Then I'm going to do the liner, which, for this one, I'm using a brown liner. It's not a liquid liner, it's just a brown eye pencil. This one is Color Trend by Avon, and it's in dark brown. You just want to kind of, you want to outline your whole eye, and I'll try to get it closer up for this one, on the other eye. And you're going to want to line, as I said, the whole eye underneath as well. And if it doesn't phase you as much, so you just want to look like this. If it doesn't phase you as much, you want to do your waterline as well. I tend to do my waterline because I like it looks a little more seamless to me. Some people like to use what is most commonly known as the anime effect, where you line your waterline with white eyeliner because it helps make your eyes look bigger. I occasionally use that effect, but I prefer to just go with the brown. So the finish effect of this eye, you're just lightly lining the brown. It looks kind of darker, but yeah. And I lined the waterline, so I'm going to try to do that. And I have a hard time trying to do the camera and look at the, yeah, I can't really do it. You're just going to have to, like, improvise that one. You just kind of want to line it the whole way. Okay, so yeah, that's the finished effect of the eyes. If you want, you can do mascara. I think I'm a lot of the times I don't like using mascara, but occasionally I will, and I think for the purpose of this video, I will. So the mascara I'm going to use is called Daring Curves, another Avon product. And this one is just in black. So yeah, just lightly, not too much. I'm just going to do the top one. The top. Just want to lightly do it, not overdo it, because you don't want to pump up the eyelashes too much. Well, I don't know. It depends on what kind of look you're going for. I'm trying to go for a less dramatic approach on my eyes. Some people like to use false eyelashes, and you know that's cool too. I just like using mascara because I tend to find that false eyelashes tend to be a bit too much sometimes. So this is what the final look for the eyes look like. Okay, next you're gonna want to do the blush. I'm not using that much of a blush. I'm using a light blush, and then I'm just gonna swirl some pink over it to like give it a bit more pop. It's like a pink swirl. So for this, you can either take your brush, your blush, or your powder brush, or you can take another brush. In this case, I think I'm gonna go with another brush. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, this one, it's normally longer, but I lost the end to it, so yeah. It's just a contoured brush. It has a little bit more roundness to it than the other one does. I actually have another one that's for bronzer that I tend to use for my blush as well. However, I can't seem to find that one right now. Oh, here's so it looks like this. It's a blush brush, but I can't find the contoured one, the other contoured one I normally use for my bronzer and blush, so I'm just going to use this one. I'm using just a light, really light blush color. This one is Cheek Glow Powder Blush by NYC. It's in Park Avenue Plum. So you just kind of want to gently brush that over the cheeks. You don't want it too dramatic, because that's going to detract from the rest of the look. You want the look to glow, you just want to glow, but you want it to like seamlessly. You want it to look seamless and not overly done. Next, I'm going to put on the pink blush, which these isn't actual blush, it's a highlighter, and it's Shimmer and Glow Pearls, and they're pink, and they're from Avon. It's a highlighter, and I love them to death because you can use it with you can use it on pretty much any part of your face, like if you want to do eyeshadow or anything, and they're like really shimmery. So I just kind of like dip it in where the balls are, and then you just kind of want to swirl it over your cheeks slightly, the apples of your cheeks really slightly. You don't want too much because then you're going to look overly done. Just a light pink shimmer to it. So yeah. Next, I'm going to do the lips, and a lot of people like to use a lip liner. However, I find, that's fine with you. If you like using it, then by all means, go ahead. I don't tend to use it. I don't know why, but I don't care for it too much. I'm going to be using a red lipstick lip gloss type product. It's like this color. It's Perfect Wear by Avon. Again, it's called Forever Wine. That's the shade. And what you want to do is you just kind of want to smooth it over your lips. And then you just have to wait for that to dry. It takes like a minute or so, a couple seconds actually, probably about 30 seconds at most to dry. And it may feel sticky, but that's just because it's in the process of drying, and that's how it's supposed to feel. And yeah. Once you think it's dry, you use the other part. It's like a gloss. And you just smooth it on over. This really is one of the best lip colors I've come across. Not color-wise, but I mean color-wise, yeah, it has really, there were several different shades to choose from, and this is one of the ones I got. I really love it. It has good shades, and it really does last like all day. But it's easy to wash off if you want to wash it off and you don't like it, that's fine. Okay, so that's pretty much the look, makeup-wise. Some people, like if you're buying like a red wig or you're going to dye your hair bright red like I'm going to, but I'm not going to do it in this video, you want to use red eyeshadow or red brow powder to make your eyebrows a little bit like look more red. Yeah, and so that's pretty much it. I mean, I know look-wise, I'm not the best person to go for lip-wise because I don't have that many clothes, but if you want to kind of under the sea look, if you're going for that, you kind of want blues or like light greens, and that actually go fairly well with this look. Hair-wise, unless you're buying a wig and and that wig's already like pre-fashioned, if you want to do your hair, I suggest straightening it and like styling it from there. I know a lot of the time when I want to do this look, I end up straightening it, and then I will brush it back into a half ponytail, and then tie it with a bow. So yeah, whatever you feel like doing, whatever works best for you. This is just how, like, clothes wise and hair wise, that's how I like to do it. And yeah, so the finished makeup product is the smoky eyes with like the light pink blush, and then the centerpiece would be the dark red lips, because she has really bright, like, red lips. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I hope we'll most likely be doing some more. Right, bye.